Onyx's fault. He's been making Pez dispensers again.
Why, look at this. There's particles all over the table.
That's a big duh, Alchemist Prime. How are we gonna clean this up?
The squirrels must figure out how to clean up the table.
Oh, shut up, Alpha Trion. Stop documenting this disaster.
I'll take care of him for you, my friendly woodland creatures.
No. Let's keep all the bots together, okay?
Maybe I can help.
Micronus Prime. I've heard of his powers.
Why, this mess should only take a few nanoclicks to clean up.
Some of these early primes do some really strange things.
All cleaned up, squirrels. I'm just gonna continue on now. Lots of work to do. Always stay busy.
On the table today at Squirrel Stampede, we have more Transformers Age of the Primes with the mighty, most beastly Onyx Prime looking good. We've collected a few Ages of Primes already, but we have to add more because there's like, what, 12, 13 if you add in Optimus? Lots of Primes. So we have Onyx, we have Alchemist, we have Micronus, a really interesting micro vacuum bot we'll see, and Alpha Trion. Alpha Trion always sounds so tasty. So let's Alpha Trion out these new Age of Primes and see what they can do.
Squirrel Stampede!
Please, squike.
Squash share!
And Squirrel Line.
This is Transformers Age of the Primes, the 13 Onyx Prime. Let's go with first. It's so hard to see inside these murky packages, isn't it? He's in there, I think. Onyx, a triple changer with a couple forms, 12 steps from robot to griffin horse to griffin dude, or whatever it could possibly be. The first beast. The first beast type. Over on the back of the box, this is one of the most elaborate Transformers I've ever seen or looked at. It's honestly something I've never squirreled before in Transformers lore. I really wish these boxes were brighter to see more of the detail of these beautiful 13. So I gotta get this out so I can see it a little bit better. Wow, take a look at this Prime. My first initial reaction is Tiger Hawk from Beast Wars, but going with more of the Hawk look than the Tiger look. Loaded with Beast, this leader class figure is. There's so much to look at, so many layers of flapping feathers, spears, wing packs, and fried chicken. Delicious fried chicken. So we stand in robot mode right now, although pretty much feels like beast mode too, with beast-like detailing all throughout the figure. A little bit of fuzziness here and there, a little featheriness here and there, and a little bit of a backward knee-ish things going on there. Pretty tall figure too, running approximately up to about 8 inches to his head, and maybe even a little higher up to those wings, 10 to 11 inches up high. So what I really like about this one, I think so far, will be it should be quick to get it into its next mode. 12 steps to 4-legged griffin fried chicken mode. One of the fun things of modern transformation is just way too many steps, and I feel like this one might just have something more comfortable in the transformation process. So shall we say transforming you, Onyx? As long as you find some mashed potatoes to this delicious fried chicken turkey. You think yourself is delicious? Odd. Since there's a lot to see today, I won't bore you over the specifics of the transformation process, and we'll just flip on over to horsey winged guy centaur mode. Okay, I think I got it close. It's hard to tell, never really seen this one in action before. We've tucked and flipped around those legs of the back and then forward to the front, and now we've got a 4-legged griffin bird chicken dude. Oh, I think we can beast mask mode Air Razor's face here, flipping it on in underneath. Now we go. Yeah, I keep thinking Air Razor from Beast Wars, just with more legs. I love how it stands though. This is the sturdiest Transformer ever built with 4 legs. You do not have to worry about this one toppling over once you have in position that you like. I'm not entirely sure about this hangly dangly thing on the back. I don't know if I did that right. But wow, oh wow, what an impressive first mode. I would probably think I would keep this in this mode all the time, although I think I would unface mask the beast mode. One of the coolest parts of this one is the weapon. Look at this thing. Not sure if I installed that right, but it looks good any which way. I would not want to toil with this Prime. This Prime is probably one of the beastliest of the 13, and is upper tops of lists of Primes that I'd want to get the most. This really is one of the best fidget primes, and even on the back, I think there's room for a trailer accessory. That should have been a requirement for all the 13 to haul a trailer, of course, right? Am I right on that? Anyhow, this seldom seen trailer mode, it always flies off in the next stage of transformation, right? Anyway, so I will probably always keep it in that mode. Now for the third mode though. So this even more looks like a brown chicken version of Tiger Hawk in this position, doesn't it? And are we adding another set of legs? So this is going to be a 6-legged beast with 19 more stages of transformation. And so now we have our work cut out for us as we go through 19 steps to get into beast mode. This is one way to lose a head. And so here's what I did. Now I didn't spend as much time looking at the instructions as I just did the back of the box. I'm feeling more and more these instructions are just not very helpful. I think I may have got a few hinges in the wrong direction, but overall I think I feel like this is beast mode. And so basically we've taken his upper arms and then just kind of softened them down, flipped over a beast mask helmet, and we've got a very interesting chicken hawk. Because it's so short down, I will probably next to never have it in this form. I think I will always have it in that second griffin mode bird. Fried chicken warrior dude. I like that one the best. But overall, I found this Transformer to be very solid. I've always been a huge fan of the Beast Wars, and I always find that Beast Wars Transformers, a beast style, functions a little better. Maybe because it's more organic, you do not have to crunch it into a perfect vehicle shape, and so things kind of work a little bit better with them. And the triple modes are really fun. Oh, the squirrels are bothered on the head there. Hang on. I gotta get the jaw right. I flipped the jaw back. There we go. That's more correct. Actually, really impressive beast head, by the way. So I will give high marks for Onyx. High marks. It could be one of the best in this series. So now I gotta decide who to go on to next. I've had Alchemist Prime on back of shelf now for months, but I've heard Micronis Prime is just really fun. He's got this wheelie-like mech mode that really looks great and fun, something different. Whereas Alchemist looks more what we kind of saw with Prima and Solus, just interesting vehicle modes. So I'm gonna jump right to Micronis Prime. So the Micronauts were an interesting toy of the 1970s, I believe, late 70s, in which Transformers took a few things from, and I think that's where this Micronus Prime is originating from. Correct me if I was wrong on that, but with this Transformer, they're playing off a different theme, with your little tiny bot Prime being able to mech on up with all this armor. Could be making it quite a bit of fun and take with you anywhere style of Transformer. Because so little is known with the lore of the 13, it would be really nice if they had placed on some extra little bio cards with this series. Could this be the cutest Prime? No! There is just something so tiny adorable than Micronus Prime, of course. Going around to the back, look at these little fans he has. I did not expect those to be there. And rotating around to the front of his mech suit box that he was. I kind of skipped talking about Onyx's articulation because he pretty much had everything going on. We got shoulders and elbows here. I like the little cannon weapon hands. Those are really fun to play with. And then the body here traps some of him and shells him in, along with hips that bend and move and knees and some of the coolest boots I have seen on a Micronus. Head is really old school basic too. I like the head with the visor. So where do we go with this in transformation? I added a little cogwheel to the front there, packaged in box, and now I think we just have to start taking pieces off to see if we can find the little ride that this character goes upon. There is actually quite a lot of detail to this guy, and oh, you can even piece together some of those parts onto another Transformer. An aerial bot Fireflight is the example. In fact, that's the only aerial bot I'm still looking for. Talk about another Transformer review I'd love to do is either the aerial bots or Devastator. I'm just so behind right now, as always. So let's start squirreling apart with this one. It's so odd doing it this way. Tearing pieces off feels so unnatural for a Transformer. Oh wow, look at that inner casing. The disc of a, what is that? It's something important. Should be removable. Perhaps Micronus Prime also acts as a floor shark vacuum as he cleans up the table rather quite nicely. Oh, that is very helpful. Thank you. Thank you very much, Micronus Prime. Gets dusty down there. Legs are even coming off on this one. And at this point, everything should now break down into his next form. Starting with the legs. Why do I feel like this guy is going to be such a challenge going back and forward with... I think this is his little wheel bike though. And it's very interesting. I've transformed a lot of things in my time, and that was the most satisfying of wheeling I've ever done. Roll, roll, roll your Micronus gently across the table. Now for this guy, needs to do a few things. What? Head flip down. Always start with the head flip down. And other hinges soon after. I like these spinning props. These are extra fun. This one is such a fidgeter. Starting to see a bike here. And so now we take our wheel and slowly get it into all of these cog post hole situation patterns. Good luck with that. So they're locked in, but it's gonna be a really tight spin. Oh no, it's loosening up. It's loosening up. And then these side panels should hug in and support. Well, I think I've done a thing. We need to add these little back arms, which are going to be little jet boosters, maybe. Which one goes where? Okay, I think we're getting it there. So now we got to get to know Micronus the vacuum cleaner, right? And this should just be a really quick, simple mini-con. There's his head. Funny, his head is more detailed in Micronus vacuum mode bot than it was on Fuller Scale bot. Now, oops, what did I do with that cog? That cog that was in oh, right onto the side there. Take this off and give it to little Micronus. It goes onto his back. And now we just got to get him ride ready onto the top of this. So something like this is what we've got. And it sure highlights the awesomeness of the Age of the Primes series. What a fun little dude. I'm really enjoying the scale variety from going from this scale, Deluxe, Class, then up to Voyager, Leader, and Titan, giving the series this great scale variance and uniqueness with this certainly interesting bot that can build up his vehicle into an armored mech suit. That is just something a little bit different, and it feels very much Primes, something in the Primes universe style. Micronus, the first minicon, looking good. And so again, if you're interested, you can take the pieces of Micronus here and build it onto, say, Fireflight, one of the aerial bots. They're using some of the same scale portholes and pieces to lock in over there. And maybe if I ever get the aerial bots ready to go, I'll show that. But I'm still looking for Fireflight, the last aerial bot. So I guess now I can speed on over to Alchemist. I'd like to at least see his bot mode. It should be pretty interesting. So yeah, I've had Alchemist maybe even past early August this year. He's been just sitting around ready to be opened up. Alchemist the scientist? The Science Prime maybe? And that's reflected with this great tool of goggling. Eyeglasses or something, very witwicky. And there are those interesting glasses of eye. Didn't realize they were two pieces for some reason. You can lock them in together like so. So they split apart to be weapons. Again, very witwicky, very witwicky. So another vehicle bot with Alchemist. He seems very much in theme with Prima and Solus. Maybe a little bit armored Jeep mode, armored Humvee, something like that. Kind of gives off Hound vibes with the green and the mustache and goggles. I really like his head. He kind of has this like Monty Python-like style going on, or maybe even a Wreckers type look. Alchemist seems to have pretty good all-around proportions on him, doesn't it? He's not too tall, he's not too short, kind of stocky, but pretty strong. Has shoulders that rotate, elbows hinge, move out, fists that can hold on to things, even a central point there to move about. I like his wheels on his chest. If he ever needs to get out of a situation early, he could just roll away. And then hips that can pin out and rotate, and knees. Yeah, there's plenty of fun articulation with this stocky little character. He can use the glasses weapons with a sword, or he can control them together to form insight into the mechanical processes of the universe. So let's see if we can get this into vehicle mode. It might be one of the simplest maybe, and we'll start with the favorite, head flip on down and inside body cavity. Blech, I doubt this bolt hinge will survive the test of time though. Ouch, modern Transformers. Do they have to be so weak now? Okay, I would say I probably have about 96% of the way. Most of the time with the modern fragile, well, that sounded great, Transformer, there's always a panel or something that doesn't fit 100%. So I've got Alchemist mostly squeezed together now in vehicle mode. And it's not too much to shout about. It's very similar to Prima and Solus in a strange, maybe futurist, sometimes Earth-like roving vehicle. Certainly will keep Alchemist in robot form way more often. So I wouldn't really give this one super high marks. He's just kind of there. Of course, maybe if we added a trailer. Ah, there, now we've got Alchemist looking much better. What do you think? So I'll keep Alchemist most likely in robot mode all the time. Vehicle mode is meh. Overall, I'd give medium marks for this toy. And what do you know? We actually have some time to get to Alpha Trion. Age of the Primes, Alpha Trion, Voyager class. With 22 steps of transformation over onto the back of the box, looks to be maybe designed heavily from the original series, more so than what we saw of him in Transformers 1. He's got that aged, esteemed look of a seer with this quill and notebook, really just making doodles of Decepticons. Interesting ship option mode. Wow, almost feels like something from the late 80s season 3 Transformers. And out of box. Now, did they purposely design this guy to feel old school? The way he's standing so upward and straight and blocky feels like something directly out of the 80s. Of course, if it was, it would probably be the fanciest Transformers of the 80s. But I feel like they really took their time with this one in trying to get it to feel something very old. At ease, Alpha Trion. And of course, shoulder nubs installed. These must be the Trions. And your interesting book of the Primes. A really nicely detailed accessory piece with actual pages of Prime in red transparent, kind of like those old carded things where you would like decode something with the red transparent thing inside of your. Very nice, that's extra. I didn't think it'd be that fancy. And he can hold it if he wants to. I don't want to. Well, those are tight fingers. So there we go, Alpha Trion detailing it up, what the other Primes had for breakfast, who stole, whose candy, which car keychain matches which Prime didn't tip for their prime rib, that sort of thing. Again, pretty impressive. There's a lot of articulation on this old guy, pretty much standard stuff. Plenty of movement for those old man joints. I think this really flashy Autobot insignia on chest can actually release and pop out, but I don't know, it's kind of stuck in there. We'll just kind of leave it. It looks really nice. And then this again back here actually is a shield. It's just such an awkward spot. I'll just leave it out. So let's give him a shield to from keeping those lasers blasting off his book and quill. Oh, I hate when this happens. My instructions were like rolled up, and now all they want to do is spring back together. It's so difficult to read. How many stages of transformation does this guy have? 22 steps of transformation. All of this stuff will lock down somewhere on his back. I'm just choosing not to do so because there's just a lot of stuff. And so let's figure this out. Start with the head. And so here we go, mostly transformed, as somehow surviving the curly instructions. I tried flattening them and it helped a little bit, but they're still going crazy. Look at this nice looking old school ship style. What's with Alpha Trion going on with the Decepticon purple back then, huh? The lore gets so confusing with Alpha Trion. In fact, his episode keeps on replaying on the Roku channel, a couple of his episodes, and I'm just like, what? He made Prime, but then he didn't, and then he made like something, and then I don't know what's going on. But yeah, so this is a really nice looking ship mode, pretty simple, pretty well done because it's in Voyager mode, so there's a little more to piece and snap together. I feel like I've got everything mostly in touch. I got the quill on the wing, I got the book on the bottom, so it's looking good. It's looking good, but probably something I will rarely never have him in form. I like his robot mode so much more. So there we go, we have collected 7 of the original Primes along with the 13th Star Optimus Prime. And we have 5 more Primes to look forward to: Vector, Nexus, Amalgamus, Quintus, and Liege Maximo, so that we can actually have 13 Primes on the table. Until then, one of these days, I'll try to set some time together to get to Devastator what I think of the Great Devastator, where I'm at with the aerial bots, and one of these days I need to spend some time with some blockies and build a few blockies. If you like today's video, please give us a squike, a squirrel live, a squament of your favorite, most interested in the age of Primes of Prime. Who's your favorite Prime? Thank you so much for watching. Here's some videos that YouTube recommends. Give one a spin of Prime. Thank you so much for watching again. That's what I have to say about that.